Ridgefield, Washington is growing like crazy. We're talking about all the development updates today. Hey, welcome back to the Living in Vancouver and Camas, Washington channel. I'm your host, Hannah Dubyne, and I'm excited you're here today because we are in the amazing city of Ridgefield, Washington. Ridgefield has gotten a lot of publicity online lately. Apparently they are the 6th fastest growing city in Washington state, which is really cool. And there's just so much happening here. So today we're gonna go over infrastructure updates, retail updates, housing updates, the downtown, and so much more. Quick overview of Ridgefield, if you're not familiar with it. The city was incorporated in 1909, so it's been around for over 100 years. And when you come into the city, you'll see a sign there right off the freeway that says it's the birthplace of U-Haul. That's kind of a cool fun fact. So I know they flaunt that. And this city is growing like crazy. If you've spoken with any locals who've lived here a long time, they might be a little disgruntled about it. In 2010, we had 5,000 people living here, and now today in 2025, we have approximately 16,000. That's a 3x in only 15 years. That's crazy. We've got to make room for these people as they continue to move here because they're not going to stop. And so we have lots of updates to go over today in terms of retail, housing, and infrastructure. Let's start off by talking about retail development here in Ridgefield. There's so much going on right off Pioneer Street here. We had Discovery Ridge behind me that was built in around 2018, 2019. And with that, we saw the first legitimate grocery store in Ridgefield, 𝐂𝐻𝐍𝐍𝐝. If you live in Ridgefield, you probably frequent 𝐂𝐻𝐍𝐍𝐝 for your things that you forgot from Fred Meyer's or whatnot. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's a good spot to stop by. We've also got Mod Pizza and a bank and I think Taco Bell over there. So that's a rad spot. Right now I'm standing in Pioneer Village, which is a new addition to this area of Ridgefield. I would say it was constructed about 2022, 2023, still kind of wrapping things up here in 2024. But with Pioneer Village, we saw a Starbucks, we saw some amazing boutiques, which are such a great addition to Ridgefield. We have a couple bars and pubs over here. We've got Anytime Fitness. We've got a pet boutique in front of me here, so you can get toys for your cats and your dogs. So we love Pioneer Village. Pretty rad. On the other side of Pioneer Street, on the north side, we have a new development coming soon that's gonna have Costco and In-N-Out. You've probably heard that Costco and In-N-Out are coming to Ridgefield because it's a big deal here. I don't know what the development's name is, but there's just so many big businesses coming to that area that really legitimize Ridgefield's presence here in Southwest Washington. We're so blessed to have the first In-N-Out ever in Washington. I'm sure the lines are gonna be long for like a year. We're also gonna get a YMCA over there eventually. It's supposed to be done in 2026, so hopefully that's on time. That means we're finally gonna have a pool in Ridgefield. So how about infrastructure? Well, if you don't like construction and you don't like change, you're probably not gonna like Ridgefield because there's a lot of construction and infrastructure change going on here. Some of the biggest are, first of all, there's roundabouts everywhere in Ridgefield. Let us know down below in the comments what you think about roundabouts. Some people hate them, some people love them. Ridgefield's obsessed with them, so is Washington State. And there's probably more to come in Ridgefield. We just had an improvement on Royal Road around the corner here, where they widened the road, they gave beautiful sidewalks, they did street trees down the middle, and they did a bike lane. I think that road turned out incredible, and it's just such a nice connection between the living area and the retail area. We also have an expansion of Pioneer Street currently going on. Pioneer is closed in certain areas between January and April 2025, and it's gonna be 2 lanes, which is very exciting because that's the main street that goes all the way through Ridgefield. It's a very critical piece of infrastructure. Lastly, I would say, Ridgefield has a lot of work to do with things like cell service. If you've ever been in Ridgefield, you know that the cell service is kind of crappy, so we're hoping that they improve that over time. We can't make a video without talking about housing. If you want to move to Ridgefield, you're probably wondering where you're going to live. There's plenty of housing options here, and Ridgefield pushes permits through like nobody's business. There's a lot of growth happening in the city. All the major builders are building up here right now, so that includes New Tradition, Pacific Lifestyle, Holt Homes, Evergreen. and a variety of other builders, and we're going to continue to see them build large neighborhoods out here. Median and average sales price in Ridgefield is actually pretty expensive these days. It's in the low to mid 600s, so that's more expensive than Vancouver, but it's also less expensive than places like Camas, so it's a nice option for those who maybe can't afford Camas or want to spend less. They're also pushing through permits to build more apartments and multifamily developments for those who don't want to buy right now, and they're expanding onto the east side of I-5. If you know Ridgefield, you know that most of the things happen on the west side, and the east side's more farmland and industrial prairie electrics out there and whatnot. But really excited to see how many homes they can build. So last stop of the day for you guys, we are in downtown Ridgefield, historic downtown Ridgefield. It's so cute down here. It's very quaint. We have little coffee shops and small businesses. We have like a hardware store, a couple restaurants, and I know they're working hard at revitalizing it. One of my favorite parts of downtown Ridgefield that I stop at every once in a while is the food cart pod right here. They've got, what do they got? Sushi and barbecue and pasta and Mexican food. And so it's a great spot to grab a quick lunch. And of course, it's beautiful in the summertime. Another great thing happening here in downtown Ridgefield is just beyond the bridge, they're going to be doing a new waterfront in Ridgefield. So many of you have visited the Vancouver waterfront. That's on a really big scale. This is not going to be quite as big, but it's going to be similar. It's going to have retail and walking and parks and probably apartments, maybe even a hotel down there. So that is very, very exciting for Ridgefield. It's supposed to bring over 350 jobs to the area. Thank you so much for watching this tour of Ridgefield today and checking in on all the development happening here. Ridgefield's going to continue to grow, and I'm really excited to see what happens here. If you're looking for help professionally selling or buying a home in Clark County, Ridgefield, Camas, Vancouver, myself and my team at Dubyne Realtor Group would love to serve you. Email or text us. Our information's down below, and we can't wait to see you again soon.